And we should officially be live. Let me correct the frame a little bit for all of you so that we have a really good stream and so that you all know what it is. Yes, you'll see it good. Yes, oof. Now, this is a better view. Yes. Perfect. Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, let me see. I think it's better. Yes, this is perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome for all of you. Welcome to all of you. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the only stream, the only live stream, the only channel that officially streams every single day. For all of you watching around the world, our Reaper crew, I see you. You guys are amazing. For everybody around the world, thank you everybody for tuning in. Don't forget, this stream is officially live. If you want to see anything on the stream, if you want to ask any questions, remember the way to get through is super chats in the comment box. You use the comment box, and also don't forget, main thing, Reaper crew, you know what time it is. We're number one. Don't forget to subscribe and also hit that like button. Today. Yes. Today. Pappy Van Winkle. Yes, Pappy Van Winkle. Is a Pappy Van Winkle worth buying? Ladies and gentlemen, today, live stream, right now. Today's April 15th, 2025. Officially. We're going to be doing Pappy Van Winkle cigar review. I'm going to smoke this up in front of you, and I'm going to tell you this stick, how good it is. We're going to do whiskey pairings with this. I'm going to tell you which whiskey pairing is good, and also I might throw in the eyes in there. For all of you watching around the world, is this stick worth it? I'm going to tell you on the stream. You know we do everything on these streams. For all of you watching, thank you everybody for tuning in, and this week has been phenomenal. For all of you watching, let's start off by doing this. Okay, first is first. You need a nice torch. We're gonna get a torch. I got a torch right here. Boom. Let's put this torch. We just put this torch over here. Shout out to Tony Soprano. We're gonna use one of these to hold up our cigar. Right, we can put this right here with Tony. We got a nice glass. You could use any glass you want to. Nice glass. We're going to put this right here. Over here, Bob Loves Whiskey. Good to see Bob Loves Whiskey. So Bob Loves Whiskey, $5 super chat to start off the stream. He says with a $5 super chat. By the way, here we go. Let me just show you Bob Loves Whiskey. Everybody, all the Rupert Pappy Van Winkle, yes. Now, what is said to be done with this is that they combine Pappy Van Winkle, the whiskey, and they literally get all those. The cigar, the stick absorbs it, right? Over here, Bob Loves Whiskey, $5 super chat. Love that Pappy stick and the ashtray. Look at this ashtray. Beautiful ashtray, isn't it? Beautiful ashtray. Point of matter is, let's start doing this, okay? Shout out to all of you. Let's pop this open. Shout out to Bob Loves Whiskey, the $5 super chat. Huge shout out to Bob Loves Whiskey and anybody that sends super chats on this stream. Thank you so much, Bob Loves Whiskey. For all of you watching, let's make sure that you all know this is a real live stream. This is no fake, there's no AI. It's real. And I'm going to go deep into this. I'm going to go real deep into this. Let's see, is this worth it? Now, I do have a couple of these, but this is the shortest one I got, right? Smallest one I got. So here we go. Price on this one, about 25 bucks. 25 bucks on this. We're going to pop it open. Here we go. Let's pop it open. Let me nose this out. Oof. This is wow, there's a lot of cinnamon. I smell the cinnamon, and it almost smells like cinnamon. It almost smells like charred up oak. Wow, it smells like charred oak just by smelling it. Over here, Jason Kane with the $5 super chat. Pappy Van Winkle stick, I believe, is fire cured. There you go, fire cured. There you go. You heard it himself. This is why I kind of could smell a little bit of a. Has almost like a. Has almost like a. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the smell of wood. You just basically, you burn wood. So maybe that's right. Maybe they cut up the barrel of the Pappy Van Winkle, and maybe, okay, they cut up the barrel of the Pappy Van Winkle. They lit it up, and all that smoke went into this. Because it does smell a little bit like that. It has a sweetness and a cinnamon. Let's see if that goes onto the. Let's see if that goes onto the stick. For all of you watching, we're gonna put this over here. Boom! Beautiful stick. Beautiful stick. Beautiful stick. All right, here we go. We're gonna cut this up. Let's use our beautiful. By the way, shout outs to Jason Kane, and also huge shout outs to. Huge shout out to Jason Kane, and huge shout outs to. Bob Loves Whiskey. Let's cut this up. Oof, I got a little bit nervous there. Here we go. Let's just take a dry. Let's take a dry little puff. Dry little puff. Oh, that's it. That's pretty damn good, let me tell you. It's pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good. Taking a dry puff. Drawing it out. Oof, it's pretty dang good. All right, here we go. Let's light this up. This is going to be the torch that I'm using. Here we go. Okay, if you guys don't know what Pappy Van Winkle is, it's a bourbon whiskey, okay? That's what it is. I know many people know what it is. So we're going to start to pair some of these. Now, when it comes to something like this, you want to kind of flavor the cigar. So you don't want to have a super high whiskey, super strong whiskey, okay? So let's burn this up. All right, we got it lit up. Beautifully lit up. This is going to be what you call the Virgin Puff. The Virgin Puff. Pappy Van Winkle, look how beautiful it is. Pappy Van Winkle. We're going to see officially what it is. Is this a banger? Is this a banger? Or is this a dud? Is this a dud? Here we go. First, before drinking whiskey, all right? Before drinking whiskey. Here we go. First puff. Here we go. A little bit. It's a little bit. I'm gonna say this. It's a little bit underwhelming. I'll be honest with all of you. Just the first puff. I'm gonna puff it up some more, but it's a little bit underwhelming. Here we go. Let's puff this up more. It's a little bit underwhelming. I'm gonna be honest with all of you. A little bit underwhelming. It has a little bit of a coffee note on here. It's a little bit nutty, just a tad bit nutty. The cinnamon is actually coming through right now a lot. A lot of cinnamon, a good amount of nut. And so far, it is a little bit sweet, on the sweet end so far. And this is just the first puff. I'm going to keep this on here, keep it nice. Anyways, here we go. We're going to drink a whiskey. Let's pair it out with a whiskey. Now, what whiskey would be good? Well, personally, a good whiskey would be something like this. Now, for some of you that do not know, let me just say this. For some of you that do not know, low-proof whiskey, it's always good to have with a cigar that might not have full body, right? So this over here is a 10-year, but you see the proof. 80 proof, 80 proof. Now, that is actually really, really good if it's 80 proof. So we might do that, or we might do, yes, Buffalo Trace. This is a low-proof one, too. I'm thinking about doing this one because it's a little bit sweet. It has brown sugars on here, and it's very nice. I might do this one. Let's figure that out now. Before we figure it out, let's go on with another puff. Go on with another puff of the beautiful Pappy Van Winkle. Here we go. Oof. Getting a little bit better, but one thing that's noted on here, peanut. Oof! Now I'm getting a little more hits. Sweet peanuts, cinnamon, sweet peanuts, cinnamon, and wow, this has a sweetness on here that I can't really tell what it is. It's almost like a. What's the word that I can use? Let me do one more time. Here we go. Has like a coconut. Has a coconut. There we go. Has a coconut. A coconut sweetness on here. You know what? That is actually, it's pretty phenomenal. Has a coconut sweetness. Let's put this over here. Okay, we're going to use Buffalo Trace with Buffalo Trace. Okay, Buffalo Trace with Buffalo Trace. Let's do this. Buffalo Trace with Buffalo Trace. All right, let's go with a puff again. Some notes that I'm catching right now, even on my lips. A little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of nuts, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of nut. Coconut starting, oof, oof. I'm sorry, I could actually smell my breath. Wow. There's a heavy coconut note that's making everything just seem so sweet. You could also taste a little bit of the char. There's almost like a charness that this has. Let's go again. This is really nice. I'm going to say, so far right now, this is really nice. It's nothing. What is it that I'm tasting right now? Why do I taste that coconut? There's a coconut. It's easily you can find a coconut. There's a coconut note on here that is really, really beautiful. I really like that coconut. This is actually turning into a beautiful, this is turning into a beautiful cigar. Wow. I'm pretty happy right now. Wow, that's god dang good. I'm going to say this. I'm pretty surprised. I'm pretty surprised. I don't want to take the drink of this. I don't want to drink this whiskey yet. When my mouth starts getting a little bit dry, I'm going to take the whiskey shot. I'm going to give a shout out in the chat room. Huge shout outs to a couple of people in the chat room. Al Gordon, shout outs to Al Gordon. Over here, Andrew, Farm Kitty, Sheena, We also have Jason Kane, Edgar Romeo. Good to see Edgar Romeo. And a couple other members that are in the chat room. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Sheena, good to see Sheena. Okay, let me say this off the rip. This has to be one of the cigars that I can officially say. I'm just going to say it off the limb. I didn't expect this from this cigar. It's really nice. So far, it's really nice. It has a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of nuttiness. It has really everything that I can say. It's pretty much for a beginner. This is strictly for like a rookie or beginner that's maybe not even doesn't know about sticks, doesn't know about buying any of these. This is really something different. Okay, here we go. I'm going to say this. It also has, cinnamon. Cinnamon's popping through. And the beauty of this cigar is that it's keeping that construction. The construction on the cigar is staying pretty good. The cinnamon's flowing through. That cinnamon is nice. It complements that nuttiness, almost that coconut taste that I'm tasting. Every time I'm breathing out, also, like when I'm just talking right now, my mouth my mouth smells like coconut and nut. That's what it smells like. Throughout the cigar, we're gonna probably find other notes, but right now I'm gonna say, for a cigar that's about $20-something, this is not that bad. This is pretty good. The construction is going pretty good so far. Look, it's going pretty good. It's not that bad. Pretty good. Do I recommend this so far right now? Do I recommend this Pappy Van Winkle? Yes, Pappy Van Winkle cigar so far right now. So far right now, I'm gonna say I do. Yes, I do. Okay, now we're gonna pair it with the whiskey. Shout out to all of you. Here we go. We're gonna pair it with the whiskey. No. This gotta be the most absolute best bang. No. I can't believe how good this is. Honestly, this is actually better experience than the Opus X. I'm gonna be honest with all of you. This is a better experience than the Opus X. Now, if you don't know, the Opus X we did the other day, it was a good cigar. I'm not gonna say it was bad. It's a good cigar. But just experience on this, with this whiskey, a Buffalo Trace whiskey. Use a Buffalo Trace whiskey with a Buffalo Trace stick. So far right now, I can't say that I can never not have this again. This is probably one of the ultimate pairings that you can do. If you're not even into doing any of this, that's okay. When you get older, turn into 60 years old, you got to do this once in your lifetime. Once in your lifetime, you're gonna have to do a cigar like this and pair it up with a Buffalo Trace product. Here we go. I just have a little bit. My mouth is a little bit watered up. By the way, I ordered some food. Let's see if it gets to the door. This is getting really really good. I'm starting to get a little bit of I'm not gonna say the Pappy Van Winkle kind of an oak note, but I can say that there is a little bit of an oak presence that I'm starting to get now. That we're getting a little bit deeper into this cigar, into this stick, Pappy Van Winkle stick. I'm starting to get a little bit of that oak note. If you don't know what oak note I'm talking about, I'm talking about the Pappy Van Winkles. Now, if you don't know about Pappy Van Winkles, most of them, the best Pappy, well, I'm just going to say it. The best Pappy Van Winkles are 15, right? 15 to 23 is too much oak. The 20 is nice. And the 10-year, it's all right. It's all right. The best one is a 15. This has, it has almost the sweetness of that 15, right? And it almost has that oak presence. That's what it reminds me of. That oak char presence of the 20-year-old Pappy Van Winkle. This is very nice. Let me smoke it up again. Absolutely worth it. Construction is okay. Not that bad. It's going pretty good, but you could tell already it fell off. It doesn't mean that it's the best or the worst. It just means maybe I just tapped it. Here we go. Now we're going to pair it up with a Buffalo Trace product. This is a Buffalo Trace, yes. That is absolutely phenomenal. Oh, hands down. Hands down. You get a little bit of brown sugar that comes out when I'm having this cigar. The brown sugar and the caramel on that whiskey enhanced to the max. Wow, this is insane. That's really, really good. I'm gonna say there's another thing when it comes to cigars, okay? When it comes to cigars, what you kind of want to do is you want to pick low proof spirits. You could pick with doing this, you could pick out a good rum that has a low proof, or you could pick out also a wine. You could pick out a wine. You could pick out cognac. You could pick out Scotch whiskey or American whiskey. This one is, let me just say this. This one is oof. Man, it's starting to unravel. I'm starting to get a little bit of leather note. A little bit of leather note on here. Tad bit of a leather note, just a little bit. Cinnamon. We're going to add a little bit of leather on here because I'm starting to taste a little bit of leather. A little bit, tad bit of leather. Cinnamon is getting enhanced more as we get in the middle. Faintly, I'm starting to get that coconut. Now it's almost like a roasted nut now that I'm tasting. Roasted nut and roasted coffee. Roasted coffee. Oof. I think it just hit the nail on the head. Roasted coffee. I'm starting to get that a little bit. Like coffee beans, roasted, nice roasted. I'm starting to get that now. I can't tell you that it's officially because of this. But what we're going to do is we're going to go on and we're going to drink another whiskey. And we're going to see how it works, how it goes. And also, I'm going to put a little bit of ice. I'm going to put a little bit of ice. Here we go. Let's drink this up. Now, the construction so far, I don't think I'm too much of a fan of this construction. Look at that. I don't know how that. Let's see. Let's get this good. So far, I'm not even halfway. I could still say that this is so far really, really good. But the construction is getting a little bit whacked out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep this over here. I'm going to keep this over here. Let's put this Pappy Van Winkle over here. Some Pappy Van Winkle stick over here. And let me, I'm going to put a piece of ice. I'm going to put a piece of ice and see how this stacks up. Let's put a piece of ice and see how this stacks up. We're gonna put beautiful. Look at that. We're gonna put a nice piece of ice over here. Member for 1 month, Sheena. Sheena says in the chat room, "Happy birthday, Farm Kitty. Enjoy the beach, girl." Oof. I didn't know. Man, somebody should have told me. Over here, let's say happy birthday to Farm Kitty. Shout out to Farm Kitty. Happy birthday, Farm Kitty. I hope you're having a great day. And for any of you that want to experience a good time, if you're not into smoking any sticks, if you're just new into this, I think this is going to be a good entry stick for any of you that want to get something very nice. So Farm Kitty, if you ever find this, maybe somewhere around your area, get it and get yourself a good whiskey. I'm going to put some ice in here. Let's see how this goes with the ice. So far, this is the third cigar I smoked today. Might be the fourth. Third cigar I smoked today. Here we go. Let's see what this is. Shout out to Farm Kitty. Shout out to Sheena. Huge shout out to Farm Kitty. Happy birthday, Farm Kitty. Here we go. Let's chill this up. Ooh. That's pretty goddamn good. Pretty good. But you know what? With the eyes, I personally don't recommend the eyes. Don't use eyes. Don't use eyes because whatever oak note that I find here also. There's 2 oak notes that I find in both of them. Almost like a charred oak on this one. And this one's like a sweet oak, sweet nice oak. It doesn't complement each other now with ice. So let me just drink the rest of this. Don't use ice. Let me do this over here. Yeah, don't use eyes. Don't use eyes in any of your spirits that you have with this Pappy Van Winkle. It's not going to be good. Let me put this away. Don't use eyes. I think that ruined a little bit of the experience. I'm getting just mainly right now, just with the eyes, a lot of char oak. I'm getting a little bit of leather. And personally, I want some of the sweetness. I want the brown sugars of the whiskeys to pair up with that, almost that coffee note that I was finding here on this cigar, because the coffee note started coming out. So I'm going to say a roasted coffee note. So what I'm going to do is we're going to switch up. We're going to use something else. Now, I did bring this out because this one over here, where is it? This one over here. It does have a little bit of baking spices, a little bit of caramel, and you know that sometimes you gotta try something different. This is not one that I recommend, but maybe with this pairing it does. But I do want to try something now. And what I'm going to do is, this is a low proof. Again, don't buy Basil Hayden unless it's a 10-year, right? We're going to try Basil Hayden with this Pappy Van Winkle. It's a 10-year, and it might complement this cigar. Let's see how this goes. Let's pour this up. Nice. There we go. Let's see how this goes. Let's pair this up. All right, let's take a puff out of this. Coffee, coconut, leather. Oof. The coconut makes it so sweet, man. This is a nice one. I'm starting to like it. I'm starting to like it. More and more, I'm starting to notice. You know what? Every time I puff it up, I'm starting to like it. So far, it's really good. So far, it's really good. Can't complain. Here we go. We're going to do 10-year Basil Hayden. 10-year Basil Hayden is the way to do it. Don't buy kidding. Don't buy the regular Basil Hayden. Okay, here we go. Let's drink this up. Oof. That pairing is dang good, bro. Here, I just drank this. Let's see. Pappy Van Winkle, here we go. Coffee. Still a little bit similar, but that Basil Hayden actually does something to this. That Basil Hayden does a lot to this, as a matter of fact. I'm drinking this whiskey, which is a 10-year Basil Hayden, and what it's doing is something crazy. I'll tell you what it's doing soon. Let's put this over here. I'm gonna take this off the screen. Let's take that off the screen. Let's put this over here because that's what we're drinking. And then we're going to put the line on real quick. Oh, somebody said colonoscopy. Oof. Look, man, my balls are hurting just hearing that. Okay, Basil Hayden, here we go. I'm going to drink it up one time with this Pappy Van Winkle stick. I must say this. This is really good. Really good, really good. Construction is horrible. Horrible, the construction on here. Look at the construction on this cigar. Eesh. No good. It's pretty bad, the construction. But what do you expect? For some of you that are new, if the construction in your cigar does this, if it starts falling off like that, uneven, every time you smoke it, it doesn't. You have to pad it up. Every time you smoke, you have to pad it up. Sometimes it means that the construction is very bad. That's okay. The people buy this. People buy this because it's Pappy Van Winkle. That's all it is. People want to taste a little bit of Pappy Van Winkle whiskey in here, which you do kind of taste it. You do kind of taste it. You have a little almost like a cinnamon and oak note on here that you can almost taste, but it's not really that oak note that you think. It's almost like a charred oak, right? But yes, construction isn't that good. You could kind of tell. But it doesn't mean that there's going to be a bad tasting cigar, right? So far, so good. So far, so good. I don't know how many minutes in. I think we are an hour. No, we're like 40 minutes in. 40 minutes in. We got a couple super chats and also, huge shout out to happy birthday to Farm Kitty. Happy birthday to Farm Kitty. Pappy Van Winkle. You know what's crazy about this? I just want to say this off the whim. What's crazy about this whiskey that I'm having right now? One thing that's crazy, that I think is pretty crazy about this whiskey, is that I can taste it off my teeth. In my teeth, I have a coconut note. I don't usually find coconut. There's a couple cigar sticks out there that have coconut. Gurkha, okay, Gurkha. You know what Gurkha is? Probably one of the worst companies out there. Gurkha has they have a Maduro cigar that has coconut. There's a lot of Maduro cigars that have coconut, right? But officially, happy birthday to Farm Kitty in the chat room. I'm gonna say it every now and then when I can. Gurkha has a cigar that has a coconut note. There's also a lot of other cigars. Padron also has. They have some coconut in their cigars. What else? I know Arturo Fuentes doesn't have much coconut at all in any of them. Some of the cigars out there. Romeo and Juliet also has. They have a certain line that has almost a it has a nutty, chocolatey, coconut type of note. Usually, the darker wrappers, right? Maduro wrappers, or if you ever see one that's really dark, most of the time you get a coconut note. But this one isn't. This one is obviously, you can tell this is a nice wrapper. But again, the wrapper is what holds all that flavor. I don't expect the inside of the cigar to really have some of the flavor of the Pappy Van Winkle. I think what they use is a wrapper, which is the outside. Right, the outside wrapper. If you don't know how the cigar is, you got the filler inside, which is what you're smoking. Most of the flavor is also inside, but the main flavor is on the outside, which is the wrapper, right? The wrapper. Point of the matter is, a wrapper really has a sweetness, and it's overpowering that cinnamon note that I'm guessing is the inside on the filler, which is nice. Now, why am I telling you about that? Because some of you probably don't know that there's different cigars, and mainly the wrapper will give it the sweetness and give it the strong flavor of the cigar you're smoking. Also, I'm just gonna say this. Look at the. I want to say look at this. Look at the construction on this. How horrible it is. If some of you are enthusiasts, this would bother you a lot. Look at the construction on this. It's been like that since the beginning of the stream. Personally, I'm honestly going to say this is still for a novice, a rookie, anybody that's just wanting to smoke a cigar, and you don't know anything how to smoke a stick. This personally, I think, is a good stick for anybody that doesn't even know. If you're an advanced enthusiast into cigars, you know how it's made and everything, well, you probably know that this is about a gimmick, right? This is as gimmicky gets. But is it good? That's the thing. Is it good? And I have said throughout the stream, it is good. I have said throughout the stream, it is really nice. For the price you're paying, $20, this is really nice. Really nice. I'm going to say it's really nice, even though the construction is not that good. It's a fun cigar. It's a fun cigar. It's a fun stick. I'm going to say this. I'm in the middle of it almost. I'm in the middle of it. We're almost about to take off the label. We're almost about to take off the band. I don't want to take off the band, but if I have to take it off, I have to take it off. Right? It's a beautiful cigar. I'm not going to lie. It's a beautiful looking cigar, beautiful band and everything. But we have to pair it up with whiskey. Here we go. Let's see. Basil Hayden. That's a good pairing. That's a good pairing. Basil Hayden 10-year with this cigar. Great pairing. Great pairing. If you don't know about Basil Hayden, the whole line has nuttiness. Jim Beam has nuttiness. That's where this comes from. So you get a great pairing with this because you got a little bit of nuttiness on that cigar. And it pairs really well. It's almost like, shout out to Al Gordon in the chat room. Shout out to Al Gordon. By the way, huge shout outs to everybody that's been sending super chats. And the biggest shout out goes to Farm Kitty. The huge shout outs goes to Farm Kitty. Big, huge, big shout outs to Farm Kitty. Huge shout outs to Farm Kitty. Happy birthday, Farm Kitty. Happy birthday. Okay, So now that we're talking about the construction, let's just smoke it up. Maybe it gets better. Maybe it gets better. Somebody out here say, I don't know who said this in the chat room. I have no idea who said it. But you know what? Somebody had said leather Cheerios. Holy heavens. This does actually. I don't know who said it. I don't know who said it. I have no idea who said it because I'm not looking at the chat room too much. I'm focusing on the stream. Whoever said leather Cheerios, that's pretty spot on because the sweetness on the coconut that I'm tasting, it gives it a sweetness. You have the leather that really just flows through in here, not as much as that cinnamon, but it's really, really right there. You can kind of taste it. And it's actually, it reminds me of a little bit of Cheerios. Holy, this is why we have a chat room. I think it's amazing. Huge shout out to Farm Kitty, happy birthday. Man, whoever said that, I don't know who said that, but it's pretty spot on. Okay, here we go. Construction's horrible. Look at this. You see how, now I'm going to have to tat it up. Now, if this happens to you, you have to pat it up. Horrible construction, horrible. Just horrendous. Look at this. That's just so bad. That's so bad. That's so bad. If my own cigars had that, oof. If my own cigar line had that, I'd be embarrassed. I'd be embarrassed. I'd be so embarrassed. I'd be really embarrassed. It's pretty bad construction there. That's okay. If they do these by the masses, people are still going to buy it. People are still going to buy it. Again, we're going to use another whiskey. We just used Basil Hayden. It's nice. I'm going to actually change it up. And we're actually going to go on and drink Four Roses. Now, this is a Four Roses I don't recommend. This is a Four Roses I don't recommend. Why am I bringing out a whiskey that I don't recommend? It's because it doesn't mean that drinking it by itself is going to be good. Maybe the pairing this with a cigar, a stick, that's from Pappy Van Winkle is going to be a good mix. So, we're going to be using Four Roses now, single barrel. This is OESK. OESK. You know I don't like OESK. For all of you, I don't recommend this. The best one is OESF. Best one is OESF, and I didn't want to take that out because you're gonna give a little bit more. You're gonna give a little more passion to the cigar. I don't want to give passion to the cigar. I want to give you guys a good review. Over here, Ira Soto in the chat room. Shout out to Ira Soto in the chat room. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna drink this up. We're gonna drink it now. Okay, here we go. If everybody in the chat room could do me a favor, give a shout out to Farm Kitty, her happy birthday. Give a shout out to Farm Kitty, her birthday. Give a shout out to Farm Kitty in the chat room if you can. Her birthday. Thank you for whoever let me know in the chat room. Sometimes I go through. There we go. Smoke this up. Let's see, with this Four Roses. Wow. This is it. Oh, dang. Oh. This is a hell of a freaking pairing. This is a good pairing. What this stick has, what this stick lacks, it lacks a little bit of oomph. It lacks some pow. It lacks some boom, bing, bang. This lacks some strength. It lacks some full flavor. It lacks some spices. It just lacks a little bit of something. Just it lacks a little bit of something. Look at the construction on this horrible, horrible cigar. Oof. Horrible construction. Look at that. That is horrendous. What this lacks, this Four Roses helps out a lot. Very, very much. That I think, no, I'm not going to put more. I was going to put more in here. Wow, that's insane. Again, if you ever buy this or want to buy this, I think it's going to pair good with most of the cigars. This has baking spices. This doesn't have the spices that it needs. If you had some black pepper on here, black pepper and spices on here, I think this would be an excellent enthusiast. You guys know you have to have that pepper punch. This doesn't have that. This doesn't have that. But this has that, right? This has the baking spices. It has that beautiful nice caramel that gives it that sweetness. And it says there it does have that oak. But the oak is going to be with the cigar. And it has tea leaves, which the tea leaves makes this whiskey horrendous. Horrendous. But on this pairing, or, oh my God, this is bad. What you want to do is here, put it sideways. Horrible, horrible. Okay, here we go. I just drank that whiskey. Here we go. Now you got a cigar. Oh, now you got a cigar. You got a cigar now, my friends. You got a cigar now. Wow. I'm halfway in. I'm halfway in. You got a cigar now. I'm gonna say this. You got a cigar now. This has the spices. It gives it the spices. This needs a little bit of spice in the life. Pappy Van Winkle cigar stick needs a little bit of spice. The spice on here is lingering. It's making this cigar really, really nice. Oh, dang. What an experience. What an experience. Who would ever thought? Who would you ever thought? Who would ever thought out here? What experience. Out of all of them so far, you would think the Buffalo Trace Distillery cigar would be the best one. Actually, this is second place. This is second place. The worst whiskey so far. Worst whiskey so far right now that I've had. Basil Hayden 10-year with this stick. Not a good pairing. It makes it very nutty. And I just don't get any more out of this cigar, this whiskey. Just nut. And it makes it very nutty. But this over here gives it that cigar, gives that spice, that cigar that it needs. Huge shout out to Farm Kitty. Happy birthday, Farm Kitty. She feels so loved in the chat room. Please give her a holler. Please give her a holler. Please. This is really nice. Really nice. Really nice. So far with this whiskey. But I'm halfway in. Is it a buy? It's still a buy. Okay, this cigar is still a buy. Under $20 or about $20. This is a good experience. I'm not going to lie to you. Right now is a good experience. It's not a good cigar, but it's a good experience. That's what you want, right? If you go to a theme park, like Disney, you don't go to Disney to go to Disney. You go to Disney to take the kids. Okay, it's a good experience for them. Think of it that way with this. If you go to the movie theater, you want to watch something, and it's a good movie, but it's a bad movie. It's an experience, right? Here we go. Let's drink this. So far, this over here, this is the best whiskey to pair with that Pappy Van Winkle. So far, the best whiskey you could pair up with this Pappy Van Winkle. Best whiskey, by far. Wow, this is goddamn good with this dang whiskey. Wow. Shoot. I could tell. I'm gonna tell you this. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. I would have never thought that the worst whiskey on the stream would have been the best whiskey to pair up with a Pappy Van Winkle cigar. Man, that's goddamn perfect. Again, I'm gonna say this: you're gonna drink whiskey. You're gonna drink water now. Drink a little bit of water. I need to drink a little water and make sure to reset my palate, my teeth, and my lips. I have roasted almost coffee. I have baking spices. I have a little bit of leather. The coconut right now, I don't find the coconut anymore at this point. The coconut is really gone. I don't find the coconut. Oak char is what I find. And also caramel. I'm finding a little bit of caramel, but that's because of this. That's because of the whiskey. Here we go. Let's go over another. I'm gonna take off the band now. We'll keep this band on for a little bit. We can keep this band on for a little bit. You can tell my lips are chapping. My lips are chapping more than ever now because of this whiskey. Let's drink this up now. I just did that. Let's drink this up. That's the best pairing. Wow. Oh, that's the best pairing. I'm going to say, oh, shoot. That's the best pairing. This whiskey, I'm going to say this. This whiskey is horrendous because of one thing. It has tea leaves. I hate tea. I hate tea. Tea is horrendous. I don't even like sweet tea. I don't like anything that has to do with tea unless it's sweet tea, like really, really like lemon tea, stuff like that. Fruit teas, right? But tea leaves ruins this dang whiskey, ruins it. But guess what? When you're drinking this and pairing it with a cigar, you don't taste that. You don't taste that funkiness of that whiskey. It's almost like the cigar just takes it away. It erases it from the whole palate. And that to me is really, really remarkable. Next whiskey we're going to be drinking with this. I'm going to tell you which whiskey is going to be good. We're going to drink the. You know what we're going to put. We're going to move this. We're going to move this because you know what? We haven't drank that one yet. We'll put this right here. We can put this right here. I'm going to drink the 1792. This is the classiest drink out of all of them. Okay, the classiest drink out of all 1792. Single barrel. Boom, 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 boom. Single barrel. The classiest. I might have to retorch this. You see? I might have to retorch this. Huge shout outs to Forum Kitty. Anybody that's in SHOUTOUTS. Remember, if you want to be part of the stream, don't forget to hit that membership. Don't forget to send a super chat. Next to where you're tapping, whatever you're tapping, there's a money sign. Shout outs to Satisfied. Shout outs to Satisfied. Huge shout outs to Satisfied. Next to the chat room, there's a money sign. You can send whatever message you want to, and I'll shout it out in the chat room. Okay, so now let me make sure to clean this up. This is a great experience. April 15th. What a great experience. Having a great time. I'm loving this. I'm honestly loving this. I'm going to start doing this often. This is really nice. Once a week for all of you. You don't want to drink too much water because when you drink water, you create more whiskey in your belly, right? Let's move this over here. Good. Okay, now we're going to do 1792 single barrel. Why am I showing you inexpensive whiskeys? Because I want to make sure that you guys can get them. I'm not going to be taking out the expensive whiskeys. That's what it is. Here you go. Let's pour a little bit. Now, this is a cognac. I'm going to say this is a cognac glass. Here we go. This is a cognac glass. Beautiful cognac glass. You see this? Beautiful cognac glass. Look at this. Look at this glass. Beautiful cognac glass. You can use whatever glass you want to when you're doing this. I recommend you an open glass. Use an open glass. Now, for the whiskey lovers, if you want to use this, it's fine. But understand, it's better to use an open glass than using Glencairn. Okay, don't use a Glencairn. Don't use a Glencairn. Use an open glass. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Let me look at the tab. Reaper Crew. You know what time it is, Reaper Crew. Reaper Crew. We're number one. Shout out to the Reaper Crew. Shout out to the Reaper Crew. It's about 7:30. 7:30. 7:30. Huge shout out to all of you. It's 7:30. It's April 15th. And officially. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. I'm gonna torch this up again. It needs a little bit of torching. This needs a little bit of torching. Let's open. Let's take the band off. Holy Lord! Officially $100 super chat. $100 super chat. We got $100 super chat out here. Holy Lord. Satisfied. He's officially satisfied. Red Super Chat Gang. Yes. Now, for all of you that do not know, when you send a Red Super Chat, guess what? You get something. Yes, you get something. Satisfied. Reach out to me if you like any. Reach out to me on Instagram. Okay. Over here, $100 super chat from Satisfied. He says, Red Super Chat Gang. Send me my sticks, Reaper. Happy birthday, Farm Kitty, and belated birthday to Ira Soto. Rock stars, both of you. Yes. You're going to get some sticks. You're going to get the best sticks. Better sticks than this Pappy Van Winkle. And personally, I'm going to say for all of you, if you ever send a Red Super Chat, that's what it is. You have to be a member. Satisfied, do me a favor. Reach out to me on Instagram. And I'm going to send you him this week. You should get him by next week. And for all of you watching, I'm going to say this huge shout out to Satisfied. Farm Kitty, happy birthday. Ira Soto, belated birthday to Ira Soto. Holy heaven, shout outs to Satisfied, the man. Holy Lord. I'm going to say this. I'm pretty satisfied. He's pretty satisfied. And here we go. Satisfied. Let's take us out. By the way, if you guys don't know, this is a VIP stream. Okay, you probably don't see this often on every other stream because nobody has a VIP stream like us. We are luxury, high quality type of a stream, and I do have funny things to tell you, personal stories, long stories, and the point of the matter is we do everything on here to entertain you. So for all of you Satisfied, shout out to Satisfied, $100 super chat on the stream. Huge super chat from Satisfied. Here we go. Let's take this off. Let me just show you close up before I take it off. Ooh, does it say batch? No, it doesn't say batch. There you go. Look at that. Beautiful, Satisfied. All right, let's open this up. I'm gonna say it's my Habanos. My Habanos are better than this. They use real glue. I think they use real glue on here. Usually, they use like a glue that's made out of. They use a glue that's made out of yucca. A glue that's made out of yucca, so it's like all organic. But I think they use real glue. Okay, they didn't use real glue. I just look satisfying. Here we go. Pappy and Company. It says over here, Louisville, Kentucky. Produced exclusively for Pappy and Company by Drew Estate. It's from Nicaragua. You could tell it's from Nicaragua. It doesn't really. You could tell it's from Nicaragua. Dominican cigars have a strong, perfumey aroma. Just so you guys know, Dominican cigars have a strong perfumey. Have a perfumey. What's the word I could say? Perfumey. What's the word I can use? Floral or perfumey type of a wrapper. The Cuban cigars are very spice forward and pepper forward and a little bit sweet. And then the Nicaragua cigars, they could be spicy. They could be a little bit. They're not going to be perfumey. They're not going to be super spicy. But this from Nicaragua. Nice band over here. Satisfied. So satisfied. You're going to be getting some in the mail. Please reach out to me on Instagram. All you had to do is download Instagram and reach out to me. Send me a message. We have about almost 3,000 subscribers. Okay, 3,000 subscribers. Reach out to me, please, okay? And if you could tell, the last post that I did on Instagram was the Bookers. Okay, reach out to me, Satisfied. Let's put this over here. Where we're going to put this. We're going to put this right over here. We're gonna have to relight this. How do I put this? We're gonna flat this up. Yeah, we're gonna flat this up, and now I'm gonna have to relight this. Here's a recommendation for all of you. You can relight it. Now, if you relight it, all you could do is get the corners, okay? Get the corners. Get the quarters. It's going to be for all of you. Recommendation. Huge shout outs to Farm Kitty. Happy birthday, Soto. That's a hell of a super chat. Okay. Now you can use a match, okay? So it's a little bit hot in the corners. Use a match. There we go. Use a match. Wait a minute. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? This is like, wait a minute. You see what I'm seeing? Look at the cigar. Look at the wrap. I just took off the wrapper and look at this. Do you see that line? I think I know what they did. Look at this. Look at this. I didn't notice this before. Look at this. You see this? It's two different colors. Let me explain to you what just happened here. What I just noticed from the cigar. Maybe some of you are not going to notice. Let me explain to you. Let me explain to you. There's two different wrappers on here. Two different wrappers on here. Two different wrappers. We have the top wrapper over here. Habano, regular Habano wrapper. I'm guessing this Habano wrapper is the regular wrapper that officially they're using from Nicaragua, right? And the other wrapper on the bottom is probably a wrapper that they used to officially infuse, okay? I'm gonna say this, to officially infuse this Pappy Van Winkle whiskey into this. Now, there's two things you could do. I'm gonna tell you this. There's two things you could do. All right, two things you could do. Number one, to infuse whiskey, we could all do this. I'm gonna do a stream about it. Okay, I'm gonna do a stream about infusing whiskey. I've done it before. I wanted to infuse some whiskeys on my lineup, but I'd said it's not worth it. So this is what I'm gonna tell you. To infuse whiskey into your cigar, you could do it easy. Get this Pappy Van Winkle. Right? Whatever Pappy Van Winkle you might have. Get a regular cigar. Get your cigar, whatever cigar you have. Okay. Pour yourself. Now this is going to be for a lot of you that have Pappy Van Winkle, right? Put this over here. Pour yourself a good amount of Pappy Van Winkle in a glass, or a little Tupperware, or you could put it in a little thing like that. Just put a little bit of a, just a tad. Just put a little bit. Okay. You're going to place about 5 or 6 of these sticks, whatever sticks you have. Okay, naked sticks, no band. You could use whatever company if you want to, but just don't take off the band because you want the whole thing to get a. You want the whole thing to get it infused. Put them in the Tupperware. You're going to line them up in a Tupperware in a straight line. And then you're going to put a whiskey inside the Tupperware. You're going to close the Tupperware. Give it about a week. Take out whatever cigar it is. Smell it. If you can smell the whiskey on your cigar, you're good. You're infused. You could take those cigars out. Don't put them in your humidor, because if you put it in your humidor, those cigars are going to attach to the other cigars that you have. So don't do that. We'll talk about it eventually. I've done it before, but it turns the cigar a little bit sweet. Anyways, for all of you watching, huge shout outs are satisfied. Let's go on here and see. I took off the band of the Pappy Van Winkle. Let's see how this is with the. This is 1792 single barrel. Let's see how this is. Dang, satisfied. 1792 single barrel. Here we go. Let's drink this up. I'm gonna smoke this up. That's a good pairing. That's a good pairing. Only issue we have here. That's a good pairing. Only issue we have with this whiskey compared to the pairing on here on these two. This adds to the sweetness. That might be a bad thing. That might be a bad thing. Currently, it's good, but I think it's sweetening up that cigar. I don't want the cigar to be too sweet. This is why I don't tend to pair up. We only on the stream I don't want to put any rums on here. I don't want to sweeten up a cigar with rum. This probably with rum would not be good. The Pappy Van Winkle. Let's smoke this up. It's extra sweet now. The cigar is extra sweet. The coconut it's filling up every aspect to this cigar. The coconut is really filling it up. It's too much sweetness. The sweetness on here. You got the caramel, the vanilla. I think the vanillas was really ruining this. This with the vanilla, oof. It's too sweet, man. Too sweet. It's good though. Not gonna lie, it's good. Not gonna lie, it's good, but it's too sweet. Too sweet, this pairing. So this over here, single barrel 1792. I'm getting those traditional notes. But out of all the whiskeys we had so far, this one does have a lot of vanilla. I don't really like the pairing that I'm having right now. If I'm having a manly cigar, this wouldn't be good, right? Maybe if this had a little bit of pepper and spices, I would tell you that pairing with the 1792 would be perfect. But it doesn't. The Pappy Van Winkle doesn't have that, right? It doesn't have that. And personally, I think for any of you that want a sweet, if you want a really sweet experience, 1792 single barrel might be your thing. Might be your thing. Let's see how it is. I'm gonna put another light on here. Let's see how I'm getting goosebumps. I'm getting goosebumps right now. Oof. That's how sweet it is. Getting goosebumps, man. Why am I getting goosebumps? Because I got to drink the rest of this whiskey. I got to drink the rest of this whiskey. Oof. I got to drink the rest of this whiskey. Here we go. Let's drink the rest of this whiskey. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to clear my palate with a little bit of water. Get yourself a bottle of water so you can... This bottle of water has a sipper, so you don't have to tilt your head like a taco. You know what it is. When you eat tacos, you got to tilt your head. 1792 single barrel. It's a good bourbon. It's a good bourbon whiskey. But with this, is not that good. It's so sweet. Let me explain to you what I got in my... Let me explain to you on this pairing what I have. Cinnamon, caramel, vanilla, super enhanced, leather, coffee. Oof, coffee. That's not good. Coffee, vanilla, oof, coffee, vanilla, oof. And then coconut, oof. This is too sweet, man. Too sweet. Shit. This is way too sweet. If you put ice in here, again, you're going to make it super sweet. It's going to be a horrible pairing. But this would be actually a good pairing. 1792 would be a good pairing with this cigar if you're having dessert. If you're having dessert, I would recommend you this pairing with this Pappy Van Winkle cigar stick. I personally think, again, Four Roses is the king right now. So far, it gives it that baking spice that this needs. This is the second place. Gives it nice brown sugars, and it gives it a good rounded note, and it fills up. This actually completes a cigar. If you want a complete cigar with this Pappy Van Winkle, this completes a cigar, but this makes it perfect, right? It's hard to explain. OESK. It's hard to explain. You would have to know what you like. You should not be satisfied. And Basil Hayden, it just makes it too nutty. It makes it too nutty. I would think that it was good pairing, but it's not. It's actually not a good pairing. I don't like the pairing with the Basil Hayden. Too nutty. It overextends that nut. But I don't like that this. I don't like that this wrapper, after I take off the band, it's like this. Can you believe that? Why is this like this? Too different? That's horrible. Oof. Damn. That's too much, man. That's way too much. Oof. I'm going to see if I get more water because this is way sweet. Satisfied. Shout out to Satisfied. Farm kidding, all of you. Let me get a little bit more water. This is way too sweet. I'm gonna drink the rest of this. I'm gonna drink the rest of this. Too sweet, but I don't want to throw it away, right? This is a good price, about $50 for this one. Oof. Man, that is something. Let me tell you. That is really something. Let me take a puff out of this. Man, construction is so bad. Okay. Let me try the last whiskey with this, and you know what? Oof, the construction on here is so horrible. I still recommend you this cigar for the experience. Not to buy a lot of these. Don't buy a lot of these. Just you can buy one of them. Okay. We're gonna put 4 rows of single barrel. Let me just show you this. This is 10-year OESF, the real OESF. This has rye. This has 75% corn, 20% rye, 85% malted barley for anybody that wants to know. This one actually has a little bit of fruit on here. So, 100 and something proof, right? 106 proof. Let's see. Is this going to be the old star on this stream? Let's see if this is going to be the all star. I tell you, if there's any Four Roses out there, if you're just drinking this by itself, buy these. These are fantastic, barrel strength. They're about $100 some, but they're always really good. If you think it's too strong, you can add a little bit of water on there. We're not gonna add water because you already know how that goes. You add water and it ruins the cigar. Man. Did you see what I did? You don't wanna punch down. You wanna roll it on the bottom, get the ashes out. Okay, before I do this, shout outs to Farm Kitty, her birthday, and shout outs to Satisfied for always doing something amazing without us even knowing. Huge shout outs to Satisfied. I don't know when April Neil's birthday is, so you guys had to let me know. You gotta let me know, chat room. Reaper crew, here we go. That's a good whiskey. But is it gonna pair good with this? I gotta light this up again. It's nice and lit up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that the corners are even. Here we go. And we're getting to the end of the cigar. I think after this point, it's gonna get bad. I'm gonna be honest. I think after this point, after you see the difference in color, after that point, it's gonna get bad. It's gonna be a regular cigar after that. Here we go. Let's pair it up with this. It is oof. It is a hell of a pairing, let me tell you. It is a hell of a pairing. It is a heck of a pairing, let me tell you. Really nice pairing so far. This has strong amount of fruits, a little bit of rye spice, and it combines really good with this. But I'm gonna go taste this back. It's gonna be officially what I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you which whiskey is good for this cigar. So far, we're at 82 minutes. 82 minutes. Here we go. "82 minutes. Here we go. Ooh. Oof. That's a good pairing. But oddly enough, I'm going to say this is a good pairing. You get a little bit of the fruits on here on this one that just combines good with this Pappy Van Winkle stick. Only issue we have is this one issue. One issue currently. This is the rye spice on here is overpowering the cigar. Yes, the rye spice on here is overpowering the cigar. But the best part about this is that it's adding the fruit note on here. It is adding a fruit note on here that most of the time you usually find like just a tad bit of a oof. This is getting a little bit. You usually find a little bit of tad bit of fruits usually on Maduro cigars. Sometimes you get a little bit of a body of fruits. Here we go. Let's see. By the way, I'm going to say this. I'm basically almost to the end. I don't taste any on this, on the cigar, on the stick, the Pappy Van Winkle stick. I don't taste cinnamon. I don't taste cinnamon right now. The cinnamon is about gone. I'm getting woody notes. Coconut is still flowing through. Coconut and a little bit of nut. That's what I'm getting so far on here. A little bit of nut and maybe a little bit of a roasted coffee. And with this, huge shout outs are satisfied. Huge shout outs are satisfied with the $100 banger. With this overpowers this cigar. I'm going to say this. If you ever get a Pappy Van Winkle cigar, my recommendation is the max proofing you should get at is 100 proof. Okay, this is 100 proof. This is the max proofing you should get on the cigar. Okay, don't go over 100 proof. This is the max you should get on the cigar. Again, this is a little bit higher in proof. ABV is 53.3% ABV. Holy heavens. Shit. 88.9. This is a perfect. This is perfect. This is actually better than the higher proof. Is this better than the Basil Hayden? It's so hard to say. Okay, I'm not going to mop up both of the whiskeys on here with this pairing. But I'm just going to say is they're both in last place. I'm going to put Basil Hayden and 1792 single barrel last place with this pairing of this cigar. If you really like a sweet, sweet cigar, 1793 single barrel, use it with this Pappy Van Winkle. And if you want the roasted nuts to come through and just beam out, just really do his thing, and maybe get a little bit caramel. You get a little bit caramel on here, but this didn't really help out the cigar too much. Mainly the peanut note on that cigar just got enhanced. It's almost like you had a when I had this. It's almost like I had two different nuts in my cigar, like a roasted nut and maybe a little bit of a honey nut. You guys ever had honey nut? It's like a nut that has sugar on it. It's called honey nut. I think that's what it's called. Pour them out is. This has to come in. This comes in third place. This is the best whiskey on the stream. Best whiskey on the stream. But it actually comes in third place with this pairing on this Pappy Van Winkle. I'm going to say this. Oof. I thought this would have got first place. But I underestimated the cigar. Honestly. I underestimated the cigar. It's a fun experience. Do I recommend Pappy? Again, this is going to be the end of the stream right now. Do I recommend Pappy Van Winkle cigar? Here we go. Final thoughts. Final thoughts of the Pappy Van Winkle cigar. Buy it. It's exciting. It's a fun experience. Experience it with all your whiskeys. See which whiskey you like more with this. Don't use ice. The ice that you use will ruin your cigar because, again, it doesn't have a lot of notes and it's not full body and it's not strong, right? Don't put ice. Don't use 100 proof, more than 100 proof whiskey. This is such a good whiskey, the best whiskey on the stream. But actually, this got third place. Second place on the stream was Buffalo Trace, right? Straight up Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace should go. But guess what? Buffalo Trace doesn't have too many spices on some of their whiskeys. And if you're a whiskey and cigar pairing enthusiast, you want some spices, and the baking spices on here are just magnificent. OESK, oof. OESK, oof. I hate this whiskey. I goddamn hate this whiskey. It's probably one of the whiskeys that I'd say, you know what, I wanted to give away. I didn't give it away, and it's good that I give it away because it goes good and it pairs best with this cigar. It pairs best with this cigar. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge shout out to the huge sponsor on the stream, Satisfied, Reaper Crew. You know what time it is. Wait a minute, let me clean this up. Reaper Crew. Oh, look at this watch, man. Look at this watch. Dang, look at it. It's just moving. Beautiful watch. I get compliments on this watch all the time. Shout out to all of you. Huge shout out to Satisfied, the biggest sponsor on the stream. Thank you so much. Edgar Rome is going to love this stream. Edgar Rome is our CEO. Satisfied, you're getting close. Satisfied, you're getting close to getting your wrench, okay? Satisfied, you're getting close to getting your wrench. I'm going to say this for all of you. Everybody wants Satisfied to get a wrench. Maybe. This month, Satisfied, you're going to get a wrench. Huge shout out to Satisfied. He's always been here, and he's always been watching. Satisfied, thank you so much for being a member and being a great sponsor to this stream. Huge shout out to Farm Kitty. Farm Kitty, happy birthday, Farm Kitty. Joe Waters. Huge shout out to Joe Waters. I see Joe Waters now in the chat room. Be part of the chat room. Be part of the community. Build the community together. Let's get this community very strong. I'm officially turning up on the short videos. I told you this couple, I think this week or last week. I'm turning up on the videos. You could chat in the short videos. Farm Kitty, Joe Waters, Al Gordon, Satisfied. Comment on the short videos for all of you watching. They're here. Sheena, Andrew, Al Gordon, Jason Kane. Everybody that was here on the stream, Bob Loves Whiskey, comment on those short videos. Be part of the short videos. I'm about to be loading up on this month. Huge short videos for all of you to watch. If you don't know what a short video is, there's long videos, there's short videos, there's live streams, and there are posts. Posts on the community tab if you want to. Members. Post in the community tab. Joe Waters, you know what it is. For all of you watching over here, you guys are amazing. This is a stream. Pappy Van Winkle, is it worth it? Don't buy a lot of these. Experience this. Buy one. Experience it. One of them. Experience one in your life. Pappy Van Winkle cigar. Pappy Van Winkle stick. For all of you watching, huge shout outs to all of you in the chat room. Huge shout outs to all of you. And Reaper Crew, you know what time it is. We're #1. Yes, yes. Huge shout outs to the USA. Huge shout outs to U.S. Marines, U.S. Army, U.S. Navy, U.S. Air Force with the F-47. We got alien ships too. You just don't know about them. Shout outs to the Space Force with the alien ships in the moon. Shout outs to the Space Force in the moon. And shout outs to the Reaper Crew. You guys are amazing. For all of you watching, get that membership. If you want to figure out how to get that membership, in the details of this video, in this live stream, it's not a video, it's a live stream, nothing edited, click the membership only link. Get the membership. If you get the membership, you can see those private streams, and you can be interactive with all of us. Anybody that's name is green in the chat room, I interact with you a little bit harder than anybody else because you paid a small fee per month. For all of you watching, satisfied, reach out to me. Oof. Pappy Van Winkle. That's a review. It's a review. Reaper officially signing out. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be cooking. Tomorrow I'll be cooking the best. Satisfied. Huge shout outs to Satisfied with $100 super chat on the stream. We are at a huge tally. On a Tuesday. Farm Kitty, happy birthday, Farm Kitty. You guys are amazing. Satisfied, reach out to me on Instagram. Download the Instagram so I can send it to you. For all of you watching, you guys are amazing. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget, our Reaper Crew, you know what time it is. We're #1. Hit the like button of the video. You guys are awesome. Reaper officially signing out. We stream every single day, and tomorrow's no difference. I'll see you all tomorrow, Wednesday. XRP to $1, XRP to $1.88, and to the moon. Shout outs to Dave Portnoy, and click those short videos. I'll see you soon. Reaper sign out. I'll see you soon. We stream every day. I'll see you soon. Oh, Jason Kane with a $10. Wait a minute, Jason Kane with a $10. How? Oh man, Jason Kane. Jason Kane with a $10. I'm gonna read it one time before I end the stream. Jason Kane, happy birthday, Farm Kitty. There you go. There you go, Jason Kane. Thank you so much. Jason Kane. Poof. I'll see you soon, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you soon.